All right, guys, it is Sunday, March 29th, 2026, and welcome to episode 1 of what I think is going to be one of the most generational series on YouTube, specifically around info or alternative education, whatever you want to call it, because I don't think anybody in this space has truly documented scaling an account up to $1 million a month live. Everybody's talked about it after the fact. Everybody has made reels about it. Everybody has done this on launches, but who's actually shown you guys how we're getting there in real time for free on YouTube? So, I was really thinking I'm trying to start a series on YouTube, not a series, post content on YouTube, because we scale accounts for a living. We literally grow information companies to 8 figures per year for a living. And I'm like, hey, I don't even have a YouTube presence. So let me just take you guys along the journey on how we're going to get this one specific account to $1 million per month. And we're going to make it a fun series. And what I really have in mind for this series is really going step by step, breaking down the process, the journey from like 200 to 400, 500, 600. Right now, this account's at 500K a month. We did 600 this month with everything combined, but specifically from the sales team, we hit 500K per month. So the idea is each video talks about a different topic, right? How we're going from this level to that level, what we got to do here before we get to that other level. So I'm going to cover everything we did broken down into videos up until we're at right now at 500K and document everything else live, right? Now, why didn't I do this earlier? Well, I'm told to get on content, right? So I got to be documenting it now. So it's better late than never. I don't even know the saying, but it's better now than never doing it ever, right? So we're gonna dive into this. It's gonna be a pretty awesome series, and I'm really just gonna be raw and honest on how we're getting there. We are scaling webinars, so we're doing this with webinars, and it's the best funnel ever made. Shout out webinars. Webinars have changed our lives, so I want to show you guys how we're scaling to 1 million a month with webinars live in real time. So let's honestly dive right in. Why you guys should be listening to me, what we've done in the past, and what we're doing on this account in specific. So let's dive right in. All right, guys, I want to kind of just dive into like where we're at right now and where we were with this account and why I really believe it will be going to $1 million and kind of just what we have been doing. So you can see a big drastic change from Q4 of 2025 to Q1 of 2026. So in October, we did 215K in a month. In November, we did 231K. In December, we did 157K. And then in January, huge difference from these months. We did 463K. And then February dipped all the way back to 339. Now March, this is today, March 29th. We're at 496K. But with all of our other sales, we are at over 500. And by the time we end the month, next 2 days, we'll be at like 525K. We've been doing like 33K per day during our webinar weeks. So where did the big shift come from in all of this? Well, long story short, in the other videos in this series, I will dive into this, but I'm just gonna give you guys a consensus and just like a general idea of what's going on. So like we took this account on kind of in the summer, like August, and during October, September, November, we were just really selling to this creator's pre-existing audience. So whatever audience they already had, we were just kind of selling to them because they had been running a program, and we basically created a new offer and started selling to those people. Now, December, we dipped down to 157K. There was Christmas and all these other things going on, but a key thing happened from November to December. During November, we actually hired out our sales manager. So for this account, while we were scaling and working on this account, we still are, we have multiple accounts, right? And we needed to hire a sales manager because there's only so many things we could do with our time per day scaling this account. And we kind of got just capped here at this amount, which usually at like 150K a month, we like to hire out sales managers with our accounts. But yeah, like we were kind of just stuck within our time we had to hire to get to the next level with this account. So October, cool, we're selling to the pre-existing audience, Same with November. Very, very small team. I'm talking like 1 to 3 closers. I think it was 1 to 2. And December, by the end of November, we brought on our sales manager. In December, we were growing the team, and it was Christmas and all these things, but we were really growing the team, and we brought on, I think our total closers were like 4 to 5 at this point in December, and it was Christmas time. So the last 2 weeks, like, kind of didn't really collect anything. We were really in a limbo because we couldn't really spend on ads the way we wanted to, and at this time, we were still doing fully live webinars. Right, so this was December, and we brought in our sales manager, and then that's why in January we were able to really skyrocket to 463K, and really get to that next level. Now, where did this big shift come from? Well, we're big in believing that the results we see today is from the work we did a while back, right? So if you have a six-pack today, it's not because you ate good yesterday, it's because you've been eating good for the last few months. And same if you're fat and obese. Well, it's not because you had like 10 donuts yesterday, it's because you've been eating like that for the last 6 to 7 months. So yeah, this was just really getting the ball rolling, getting a good feel for the offer. And then just January, we really really spurred it up. The team, all the closers our sales manager was training, we were able to just crank up that ad spend each webinar that we were doing per week. And yeah, we really took off. Now, why did we dip right here, February? Well, we lost our top performer at the time, and we lost another one of our team members temporarily because they are having some family things. They had a child, so we basically were down 2 closers February. So we're like, shit, we're down 2 of our top performers. And that's why recruiting is such a big thing. This really taught us and showed us a lot about recruiting and why we kind of took the pedal off the gas on recruiting when we were over here because things were going good. We weren't really prepared for the person to leave who left our team. And that really showed us that it could really affect our revenue, especially when it's a top performer. So February, we lost 2 top performers, and as you know with ramp up, someone can't just start closing at KPI just right away. So like we're down 2 top performers. So like this is when we started recruiting, and that's why in March we're in a record month here. We're gonna end off at like 525, and in April we're going for $1 million. And yeah, a lot has changed in this time. But yeah, that's why the series is going to be fun, because I'm going to actually be taking you guys back memory lane, really going from back to these days and really deep diving into like the current days where we're at right now, how we're at a record month, and how next month we'll be able to hit $1 million, and a lot of the big things that we are shifting. So that is a general consensus on like where we're at this very moment with this account. And I'm going to dive into a couple of key things about, what we've learned and scaling accounts to $1 million. All right, guys, so the first thing I want to get into is the fact that not every info business will scale to $1 million per month. And this is not to discourage you and say you're not going to get there. I'm saying maybe the current person you might be working with will not get you to that point, right? So think about it. Right? It's a two-way road. If you want to go to $1 million per month and this person feels like $250K a month is this big milestone, like that's their cap, that's their limit, that's all they have time for, you will never be able to get to $1 million per month because the partnership has to be on the same page, right? We can only get to this level if both parties understand that and they truly want to get there. Well, that's the case for us, right? Because we partner with these companies, these people. But if you're the person who's scaling this and you're watching this video, well, understand, do you want to go to $1 million a month? If you do, then you can ignore everything I've said, right? And you need to understand that this is not just a side hustle or a side business, whether you are an operator or a co-founder in this business or the person running it. You got to really just treat this like this is a fucking real business. Like, think about it. Like, let's say you do 8 figures a year. Cool, my education business did $10 million this year. That's a different mindset to have than thinking something else of it, right? Thinking it's some side thing that'll bring me in $30K a month, 100K a month. Like, that's nothing, right? This is a 8-figure a year business. Not many businesses reach that level at all, right? Fulfillment has to be some of the best, right? Think about Emirates Airlines, right? Their fulfillment is so good. I mean, the first flight I had with them was my first ever business flight, and it was crazy. I mean, it was a crazy experience, right? If you don't have fulfillment that actually works, which I don't know why people in the space feel like they could sell something for a lot of money, and first of all, not even just not fulfill, but just logically think about that. Imagine Starbucks ran their business like, hey, I need to go find someone to sell coffee to each and every single day. It would just not work. It would not work, guys. I go to these coffee shops all the time. I'm a top spender. They got LTV out of me, right? So fulfillment has to be some of the best, right? Think about it. That's how life works. Something's good, you like it, you'll keep paying, you'll keep buying, right? So that's concept number one. Not every info business will scale to $1 million a month. So we picked an offer where we know, cool, fulfillment, amazing, best fulfillment ever. We know this offer itself is very appealing and it can get to $1 million per month. And the person we are working with, they're on the same exact page. I mean, they're all fucking in on this business. So that's concept number one. Now, concept number two is low-hanging fruit, right? If I'm going to step into a business, think about it as just buying a real business, right? People who buy businesses and sell them. If I'm going to come into a business, I want to understand what's my competitive edge. What am I already good at? What can get me to the next level immediately? Maybe for you, it's your sales operation. Maybe for you, it is your systems. Maybe for you, it's leveraging show rate. You know how to get this show rate up 15%, 20% immediately. That itself will already increase the business big time, right? So low-hanging fruit, we see success finding businesses doing bare minimum 50K a month. And this account was a very interesting account. They were doing info, but they weren't really selling anything that's like a big package, high ticket, right? They were selling multiple different programs for 1,000, 2,000, 500, 3,000, and great ICP who could afford more money, but it was a limiting belief. They couldn't think that they could sell something at a higher ticket, right? So for us, that's not a limiting belief. I mean, I want to sell things at 50K, 60K, right? So easy, low-hanging fruit, and other things as well. Like, they didn't really have an established sales team, and it's kind of their first time getting into this. And keep in mind, they'd already done really good with info, just in a different way. So I knew we could come in and really get them to the next level, and they've never run a webinar before. I mean, cake, right? So I know I could take these people to the next level very easily, right? Speaking of webinars, concept number 3, conversion mechanism, right? Webinars right here. Honestly, these people had never done webinars before, and I think they did a couple, but they just didn't know how to run the operation correctly. I mean, we've done over 500 webinars. At the current moment, we're running over 5 a week on average, and we just have so much data on it that we know exactly what to do, and we believe it's the best conversion mechanism. I know there are VSLs, all these other funnels out there, but I mean, hey, if you're a closer, if you're an offer owner, I mean, webinars, it's like watching a movie and just feeling that emotion after, and just, you want it, you just feel it, right? And we're able to really convey that with a webinar, right? And it's a one-to-many funnel. It's honestly such a good thing that exists in this world. And concept 4, we're going to dive into it. Paid or organic. Listen, guys, I hate organic. I don't know why people get excited over organic. Like, it truly means nothing, right? It is the most unpredictable thing ever. So paid ads all the way, obviously. It's just simple, right? It's the numbers. It's the same numbers. Plug and play. Put this in, get this out. Put this in. I lose this amount. I fix this, fix that. Organic, you don't know anything. Now, this account does have some organic presence. It contributes to some of the cash, but it's well below 15% per month of the cash that's being brought in. So we're like 85 to 90% all paid ads here on this account. Okay, so that's the intro to the series, and I want to leave you guys with a note on why this is the intro to the series. Well, it's the intro because if you want to get to $1 million per month with your offer, you got to understand, first off, $1 million a month comes with a lot of different things, right? Fulfillment, time commitment from a creator, the face of the business. You got to be willing to do a lot, right? Like, not everybody's going to get to $1 million a month, especially nowadays, right? So that's the first point you need to understand. See where you're at. If you're an operator or co-founder, does the person you're working with want to get to this level? If not, then you're not going to get there. Number 2, understanding low-hanging fruit. Now, I'm reading a book called How to Make a Few $1 Billion, and the author of this book, even when he buys businesses, he only buys businesses where he knows he could go in and make a couple changes and immediately make an ROI. And that's where you'll make a lot of money and actually be able to scale accounts, is if you have an edge in something and you're able to come in and, let's say the business is already doing $70K a month, $100K a month, but you could boom, get it to this level with these tweaks, you're in a very good spot, right? 3, understanding conversion mechanism. I mean, everybody runs webinars, and if you're not running webinars, everybody at scale runs webinars. It's the only funnel we're running. We're actually doing 2 of them a week as we speak, and it is honestly the best conversion mechanism. And obviously, paid ads, like, you're not going to get to $1 million a month without paid ads unless you're someone like Brett Scales, who has a very big organic presence, or like FX Alex G, which are very anomaly creators, right? These are anomalies, right? These are the Drakes of the industry. I mean, that's really good for them, but you got to understand, maybe you're not Drake, right? And that's fine. You could not be Drake, but make Drake money. So let's do that. So that's the intro of the series, right? There's a lot that we're going to dive into. You see 4 tabs here. The episodes are going to cover like the benchmarks, the main points from this level to that level, because you got to think of it like it's a video game, right? You're at level 1, easy. Level 2, couple of hiccups. Level 3, fuck, you're stuck. You don't know what to do, this, that. 3rd, fuck. Cool. Level 4, awesome. Level 4 to level 5. That's like the new bosses at each level, right? But I do believe going from 500K right on this current account to $1 million, it's right there, right? We just did 168K this week, and sometimes there's also just mental limitations that we have. And yeah, guys, this is just the first episode to the series. The other episodes are gonna cover exactly the core problem and how we're solving it. Yeah, guys, I'm fucking pumped for this series. It's gonna be super fun. And yeah, guys, if you guys want to check out more of this kind of content, but more like short form, just short clips, just keep up with me. Obviously, go follow the Instagram. Link is in the bio. And yeah, let's make this series absolutely awesome. I don't think anybody's ever done this. So let's be the first to pull this off. And obviously subscribe to stay in the loop on this. And I'll see you guys in the next video.